So, I don't know if I've shown these guys up close. This is one of my three Americanas. That one looks like Rusty. He's kind of got a dark brown rust color in his feathers. They're really pretty. These are actually known as Americanas. Had to make sure I was spelling or pronouncing that right. But they don't get as big as the Jersey Giants and Barred Rocks, but they're kind of taller, if you will. And the absolute coolest thing is this guy is a rooster, and you'll notice he's not banded. We did not put a crowing restrictive device on him that keeps his throat pouch from fully inflating with air, which drastically improves the range at which they can be heard when they crow. Not normal clucking or anything like that, but actual like cartoony rooster calls. They just don't do it. I don't know if that's because I've got a larger rooster out there. There he is right there. And you can actually see on him, he's got his head bent over adjusting his feathers, but you can kind of see that he's got like a umbrella thing going on with his feathers on his neck. And I'm sure that's uncomfortable, but it doesn't seem to impact him beyond that. He can still make other chicken sounds and is still kind of loud, but it's not the obnoxious, huge wake me up at 3:30 in the morning because the wind changed direction sound. In fact, I can sleep through it. But these guys are quiet, and I don't even know why these guys are so quiet. We actually picked them up at Tractor Supply just because it's fun to have some chicks around, and I've got space for a lot of chickens that is unoccupied. So I figured why not, and I let my daughter pick out 4 little chickens. 3 made it to the teenager years, which he's safely beyond now, and it turned out all 3 were roosters. I thought for sure that meant that I was going to have to eat these guys, which would have been terrible for kind of everybody involved. They're probably not 6 pounds. They look kind of big. Let's see if you can get down here and see how tall he is. They're very tall. He's got to be taller than the rooster, the main one out there. But I'm guessing he might be 2/3 to a half the weight. And he's pretty friendly, and he's got these funky little mutton chops along the sides of their heads. And so I looked up Americanas, and they're very difficult to identify by feather color, because even between the 3 that I had, which presumably came from possibly even the same chicken, but definitely the same hatchery, they vary a lot in color. And he's really pretty, and there's one that we have that's also a very festive looking chicken, but the third one I almost thought was a hen, because it's a lot more drab colors, which is kind of how it works with birds for the most part. As you can see here, I got a rooster. He's got very reflective, shiny feathers. He's got the wattles and the comb that are huge, and he's even got kind of a curl feather thing going on there. And actually, he would have more of those, but he makes so much noise that Tom pulls him out, because Tom, my goose, wants everybody to shut the heck up and be quiet and not fight. And so the rooster and him constantly have little matches where the rooster mostly just runs away as fast as he can, losing feathers. But then you see a female Barred Rock here. They've got much less of a comb and wattle, the skin that's on their head, and their feathers are just kind of there for keeping the chicken warm and making them able to survive in temperatures. They don't exist to make them look big and flashy like him. And so the Americanas have taken this to another level. But they're just so quiet that I don't know if I could do it all over again. I like big chickens because it reduces the amount of predators that can successfully take one. And it also, if coronavirus had gone the other way, I'd have chickens to eat. But The Americanas are better foragers. They're a nice looking chicken and they're quiet. I don't know that you could hit more things that I enjoy about my chickens than that. And it's, it's all about keeping the bugs down in my yard, maybe keeping the grass kind of under control a little bit, and not waking me up at 3 o'clock in the morning. And they're just so much better than the kind that I have predominantly here. Not to say that these guys are bad or anything. I will be keeping them. But if I could go back in time, I would almost certainly go for the Americanas, even just based on how quiet they are. And friendly, really. Although, you can kind of see here, the rooster's a little bit untrusting of me, but I can get this close, and the dog can get that close. They're not an unfriendly breed of chicken at all. And these little guys, well, nothing can touch. Muscovies, they're so friendly, aren't you? Here's one of our ducks that's a little dirtier than he should be because he likes to be touched, and he'll get right up there and look for pets and treats. Just like one of these things. Huh, Alaric? So, I hope you guys found that one kind of informative, and I'm glad that we got to see the Americanas on video. Thank you, Alaric.